Nigga, put it on.
Oh, hey, happy Friday, everybody. I hope everyone got a load of that. Hey, it's our favorite day, obviously, and we are having a good time. And hey, the market did a little pump up, but it's pulling back. Big deal is, are we going to see a breakout over the weekend? Are we going to consolidate, or are we just going to go to zero? Who knows? Well,
I do. I
B.
do.
Wellington does. He's going to tell us. Good morning, B. Wellington. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing out
Uh,
there? How are you doing, Clutch?
Clutch is great, man. I'm doing really good this morning, and really looking forward to seeing what we can come up with on the show today. So I know you're always on the charts, and so tell us what you got, big guy.
All right. Well, we are on the daily, like we always are. We've had this move to the upside. I mean, we're discussing it. We've got a green daily today, at least green so far. So a couple things that can happen. So we always look for the upside scenario and the downside scenario, and then kind of look at where the liquidity lies and go in that direction. So if you look at it from a chart pattern standpoint, thank you. You've got this. We have this move to the upside. We haven't come back and done our double tap, which I anticipate that we'll do. But before we do that, it's a good possibility that we move on up. We've got the rest of this vector candle that we normally come back and recover. We've recovered all of this one at that 1642 area, and so to recover the next area, that would bring us all the way up to 1730s from here. So that's $130 move from where we're at. So that would be a pretty good move if you could catch that to the upside. But we have this resistance on the 200, and so that's going to be a problem, I believe. If we get up into that area, I mean, that's definitely an area where if I got into, I would say that would be a good area because I think a lot of folks that are have gotten at these longs here in this area are going to take profit, especially if we move up into this area. And so I think we'll have a retrace from that area as well. So that could be the pump over the weekend if we break through what I would call this red line here, which is a 1641. I know the wick is last week's high, which is 1664. But if we really start to get some volume and start to ladder up this area, then I do think the 200 EMA is in sight on the daily, and we have not hit the 200 EMA in a very long time since April. This is the last time we hit it, and then we dropped
Wow.
consider- considerably. We dropped considerably after hitting that 200 EMA. So, we'll have to see. But if we do fail to get there, then you may see us return back to the 50, which will be around that 1443 area, and the double tap, I believe, in which will act as kind of this temporary support here. That I think we'll get a reaction from. We also got a low volume new that we working into, would be in this 13 kind of this 1370 area as well. So that's kind of the longer term plays in the support and resistance that you should be looking at. That's coming from the daily again. We're at this area where we've had this move to the upside. We've had this bounce off of the 200 from the hourly. And again, we've got last week's high, but this 1641, all this last week's high is all wiki, right? So if you really start to see these candles start to stack in this area, then you know that we're probably going to go for a breakout. But we do have some vectors here, but the vectors did follow through. So we did get price movement off these vectors, which really should indicate a breakthrough as well, especially if that continues. We've recovered this wick, this point of this imbalance in the chart that we've talked about. So that's been recovered as well. So, and we're coming up to the psychological high, which was the opening of this week. So the psychological low and psychological high, they generally tend to stay into these areas for the week, but this does reset over the weekend on Sunday night. So it's very possible that we pump through this and reset it up in these areas over the weekend. So, just be careful. We've got on balance just shooting up. We look at on balance overall. We are getting into some, well, we still on balance have a ways to get up here. as far as last time we've been in this area. So yeah, we could pump a little bit if we look at our RSIs, things of that nature. Sitting at the top, but that doesn't really mean anything at this point. We're kind of looking for price action and what it's going to do. So that's all I've got on that. And going back to Coin Analyze, which we like to look at, we'll just look at the Binance side. We do have CVD that's has moving up, which is just indicative of people that are buying. OIs remain relatively flat, even as prices moved up, OIs remain pretty flat. That may just be some people just holding on to some positions. And then we've got funding rate that is positive. So everything looks good for a move to the upside, honestly. So we'll just have to see how it goes. We've had this Bollinger Band that, we saw that tighten up, and then we've got this, this move to the downside here, bouncing off that Bollinger Band and then just kind of springing up with this volume coming in as well. The economy, we'll just go straight to the news. We had non-farm payrolls come out. They added 261,000, which is so we're still adding jobs, which means the economy is strong, which means that the Fed's probably going to continue to raise rates. I mean, if you looked at the press conference or listened to the press conference, he did mention that Powell mentioned that they're not opposed to going higher than a 0.5. I think everybody's expecting a 0.5 in the next meeting. He mentioned it could be higher than that if markets kept misbehaving. So is this move to the upside? Is this just a big bull trap? We'll know. VIX is down as well. So when that goes up, volatility. So this move may have some legs on the traditional market, which may bleed over into the crypto markets. That's all I've got for today. What do you got on your end, Fletch?
Well, let's see. All right. So we have. Oh, hold on. Let me get this up. There we go. Okay, cool. So this high block capital, one of our favorite things to look at. And as you can see, lots of volume coming in, lots of longs jumping on board here. We still got, 1621 is a $145 million liquidation that came in on the short side. But as you can see, we're working our way up to basically even delta on the liquidation scale. So there's definitely plenty of room to run. We've definitely seen, when we get to this point, it's usually likely that the flip of the book happens and we start building up in a positive direction, which means that we have a lot of long liquidations fill up below us. So I think there's definitely an opportunity that we keep seeing some more upside today. However, if we get into the ranging, there's a $119 million 100x long liquidation. So do expect, if we start breaking down 1558 to definitely be a target to ride a short for profit. So just 1558 there. Okay. Let's look at the order flow real quick and see what's really going on live right now on our Bookmap program. And as you can see, we tested 1630 area. We've come back down. We are retesting at 1650. We got a bunch of people wanting to get on board right up here at the top. We have the chart volume profile that we're looking at here. Call current order book. And, we get back up here to 1625 and we break that. There's a really good possibility we're riding this up. 1650 is going to be the next stop. And then we could see if we break out of that. I'm going to zoom out here so you can see long-term liquidity, what that looks like. There's just a few moments. And so we can get a big picture. Oh man, 1800 right here has 8,000 orders. And then there's, this is the next stop if we can break through this area that we're currently in. There are a bunch of orders down here at 800 to 1,000. But we don't really have anything signaling that we really want to break down right now. It looks like everything's wanting to go to the upside, and it is definitely fighting. So if we break out here in the here in the next few minutes, expect this ride to be a good one. So get your orders on board and ride it up. Make sure you guys do set your profits, lock them in, and see how it turns out. So I'm bullish for the day. So I'll see you up there on top of the mountain, big guy.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty bullish on my end as well. So nothing really stopping us from moving up. But just be careful of the clear outs to the downside as it continues to move.
Sounds good. Hey guys, I hope everyone has a great day, has a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.